Welcome to 3D Amazon FBA. Today I'm going to go through my expenses with you guys, and I'm going to discuss, I did a video yesterday about UPS raising their rates for shipping and stuff like that. So we're going to go through my finance and see what I can do to maybe lower my costs, give you guys some ideas of things to lower your expenses to kind of even out with the UPS increase and just to become more profitable next year. I've kind of gone through this a bit today, and we're going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb to give you all some ideas on how to be more profitable into 2022. So before I get into it, make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's get into to the finances here. So I've got my calculator already, so that way we can go through and do the math of where we can cut some expenses here. All right, so I'm going to scroll down here. You can see refunds was 17,000 bucks. So that's quite a bit still, about let's say 1,500 a day, a month, maybe on average. You can see January was the worst, which is normal for after Christmas. But returns are kind of what returns are. A lot of this is stuff that Amazon doesn't package properly. I sell a lot of grocery, and I get emails almost every day of Amazon just throwing glass stuff in a box with no protection, and stuff gets broken. So a lot of it I get reimbursed for the returns. But we're going to go down here. Cost of goods sold is what it is. Amazon fees, there's nothing you can do about it. But you can see I paid Amazon 60,000 here, 60,500, almost 129,000 here. But it is what it is. Can't really do nothing about that. Storage fees, again, there's not a whole lot you can do about this. If you buy stuff in bulk, like wholesale, like I buy these bottles of seasoning I talk about all the time. I buy them about 600 at a time. You can send in like 100 a week if that meets the needs of your sales or whatever, to kind of cut back on storage a little bit. I did that during this Q4 to save, because they really charge you like crazy for storage. Removal fees and disposable fees, it's not a whole lot you can do about it. I did send in some stuff that Amazon, for whatever reason, wouldn't let me create the listing. Like I sent it in, everything was fine, and something went wrong with the listing, and they weren't letting any FBA sellers. So a lot of this is candy I sent in that Amazon just would not let me have a listing for. But if you send in stuff in good shape, maybe package it really well with UPS and it doesn't get damaged, because a lot of this is going to be stuff that they say is distributor damage and not like UPS damage or Amazon damage, and you kind of get stuck here. Shipping fees, like if you sell a lot of heavy stuff and you've decided, because the shipping is so expensive, you want to sell lighter weight stuff, that can help you here with your shipping costs. You can see I spent $11,000 just to ship stuff to UPS. But if I was to switch out to lower stuff that had a less weight to it, then this would cut back on this expense here. Customer returns is what it is, and that's $240 I paid Amazon for return fees. What is this? Yeah, per unit fee. So now we're to the point where you can start really getting into it. So merchant fulfilled, I spent $1,407 shipping out merchant fulfilled product. I'm actually surprised it's this high, but $1,400 I spent sending stuff through mainly the post office. So that is what it is. Typically, Amazon they give you kind of like a rebate or whatever. But $1,400 I spent there. My Amazon loan, you can see I spent $2,700 in interest for the Amazon loan. I definitely made more money than I spent in interest using this loan. I've been paying a lot extra during this Q4, because we're making more money, and I'm actually 3 months ahead on payments on this. And my one huge goal I got for 2022 is to be completely done with my business loan and still be making $5,000 or $6,000 a month. But I'm due to be all done with this in July. But I'm putting 5% of every disbursement I get toward this loan. So so this is getting paid off pretty quick. Cause I'm paying like anywhere from $500 to $1,000 extra a week ahead on my loan here. The Amazon Pro subscription, nothing you can do about that. Boxes, if you do more online arbitrage, then you'll have more boxes to use. I did so much online arbitrage. I've only done retail arbitrage, like a serious day of retail arbitrage. I think only once since Thanksgiving, because UPS has been so backed up and Amazon's been so backed up. And, I've been under the weather for about a week or so anyways. So reusing boxes that you get from your wholesale distributors or doing online arbitrage will cut your costs here. You can see I've only spent $82 on boxes, and most months I spend more than that. But, that will cut your costs there. I am going to try to reduce this. I've been pretty flat with the $900 to $1,000 a year for 3 years in a row. And I'm going to try to reduce this going into next year. This is the third party that handles my reimbursements from Amazon. That's going to stay the same next year. Dymo labels, again, probably going to be about the same as I spent this year. Maybe a little bit more. You can see like I bought a whole bunch here because I do have my wholesales that I didn't have prior to the summer of last year. So this might go up a little bit next year, but probably not enough to really matter. I bought some editing software for YouTube, and so that was $60 that I'm not going to spend next year. So that'll save me that. FLE Backstage Pass, I'm going to cancel this, and that'll save me, about $140 next year, because I just don't use it enough to really justify the expense. So that'll save me. I'm already, off the top of my head, that's $200 I'll be saving between that and the editing software. So let's add this in here. So say $200. Inventory Lab's not going to change. $540. It's not going to change. Keepa's not going to change. That's another $200. I have a Microsoft Office subscription, $6 or $7 a month. That's not going to change. RevSeller, I haven't checked to see, but hopefully their yearly subscription's the same price. But I'm going to keep RevSeller because I do use it every day, and it's worth $100 to me. Next is shrink. My shrink went up $5,000. I still have to calculate December's, but my shrink went up, $4,000, $4,000 from 2020. And a lot of that was, we dealt with several months where Amazon just was not accepting receipts. They weren't even accepting my wholesale invoices, and they just refused to take anything and, give us any money. So that's where a lot of this came from, was just Amazon not wanting to give us stuff. I had a few boxes stolen whenever I had, when I was in the process of moving. I had like a $500 wholesale purchase that got stolen from me. So I had some issues that came up this year. I had some but I've had probably about $1,000 of stuff just stolen from me. And a lot of this was stuff Amazon just lost at their warehouse and refused to reimburse me. So I'm really hoping that this will drop next year. It should. Amazon seems to be back at accepting receipts, and they're back to how they were in 2020 as far as giving us our reimbursements. So I'm expecting this to drop back down a couple $1,000, hopefully closer to about $3,000. But this really killed me this year was shrink as far as my profit margins go. But it is what it is, unfortunately. UPS pickup is probably going to be about the same. It's hard to kind of guess where I'll be next year. My fiance, she works like 2 miles from the UPS store. So when I don't have like 10 boxes, she goes and drops off for me. But actually, she's quitting work in like 2 weeks. She's starting nursing school in actually about 3 weeks. So we're going to be running solely off my income while she's in nursing school. Verizon, my cell phone, it is what it is. Oh, sorry about that. She was messaging me. Sorry about that. Anyways, so my internet's not going to change. Verizon's not going to change. I bought a paper cutter to cut my bubble wrap into halves. So again, I'm not going to buy another one of those next year for obvious reasons. I don't need it, so that's another $232 I'll be saving from this year. Poly bags, again, something that I have to buy. I sell a lot of glass goods. I bought enough to get me through, hopefully through February to the end of February. So hopefully I'll save some money here because I bought a bunch at the end of this year. So I can use it as a tax write-off for next year. I bought an inkless printer for $340 here. I'm not going to buy another one next year, obviously. So that's $340.75 I'll save on top of the $210.93. So I'm already going to save $551, not counting shrink, hopefully dropping next year. Super glue. I bought some super glue because I had some problems with some sticker stain on some stuff. So that's not anything that really matters. Tape, it is what it is. And again, I have enough tape to hopefully get me through January. And whenever to be cheap, because we do need to save every penny we can when you're self-employed, I do reuse tape from the boxes. So if I get a box from Walmart, I don't break it down completely. I leave the one side of tape to just save on some tape that way. Bubble wrap, I still have enough bubble wrap to hopefully get me through March. I have, I think, about 2,000 feet of bubble wrap still up in my attic. Hopefully that'll get me through to March. But my bubble wrap expenses will probably stay about the same. But what I'm doing is, before I was buying just 4 rolls, and you can see it was lasting me about 2 or 3 months. And this month, the 4 rolls lasted me just 1 month because I bought a ton of wholesale barbecue sauce. And I went through 4 rolls in a month. So I've upped my purchase to 8. And what that does is that saves me on shipping because every time I'd buy some, I'd have to pay shipping on top of it. So this will save me $100 if I do it half as often. So I can even just throw in, say, an extra $50 just to save shipping on that. So we're at like $600. My GoDaddy domain name, that's not going to change. I hope they didn't raise their rates. But I have one and I use it solely to try to open wholesale accounts. PayPal fees, I do earn $11.25 a month from Be Cool, from people that have used my affiliate link to subscribe. I get a monthly commission. I think it's like $3.75 or something like that a month each subscription. And I get paid through PayPal. So PayPal upped their rates because my payment hasn't changed from 80 cents to $1.05. So, that's another $7.65 that I spent. But the $11.25 that I earn is basically free money. I don't do nothing extra to earn it. So, that is what it is. Postage adjustment, I had sold something on eBay. And I thought the weight didn't really correlate properly to me to what the PayPal had me spend. And I went to the post office and I verified the weight. And they said, yeah, I underpaid postage. So that's what this $12.16 is. So we can add that. I'm not going to spend that next year, obviously. I bought a bubble wrap dispenser. So instead of having my roll on the ground, I have it mounted to the wall and I can just pull on it. So that's another $87 and how many cents was it? And 68 cents that I'm not going to spend next year because obviously I'm not going to need a second one. Sorry, my fiance keeps messaging me. I bought a scale. The scales I buy seem to last about a year. So hopefully this one will last longer than a year. So hopefully I'm not buying another scale next year. So $63.16. Should be saving there. I put some stuff that I didn't really want Amazon to give me back. So I toyed with liquidation. It doesn't really seem to be worth it very much. But because I think Amazon's paid me like $10 for liquidation and they've charged me $4. But I'm going to probably just do that on stuff I just don't want to deal with. But if you look into liquidate, it doesn't really seem to be worth it. Unless it's just stupid little cheap stuff you don't want to deal with. Okay, tactical arbitrage, I just paid for that about a week ago. So I'm going to probably keep using it because I am profitable using tactical arbitrage compared to this. And I have a video I'm going to put out tomorrow to show how I made like $200 this month alone shopping online. And then yesterday I had a friend of mine who has a digital graphics company, had him do me a proper YouTube banner, and he charged me $70 to do that. So again, that's not something I'm going to spend on next year, but yeah, if you want to check it out, I replaced my YouTube banner before. It was just some scenery from a vacation I took with my kids, but now I actually have an official banner. So, so that's $834.68 that I spent this year that I should not spend next year. All right, but okay, so the $834, that's basically a half a month mortgage payment. My mortgage is like $1,400 some change, and I pay $1,600 every month. So this is half of my mortgage payment being made. So, that's totally worth it to save at least $834. And if I can reduce my shrink even by half, which if Amazon keeps accepting our receipts, that should be very possible for me. So, and I have earned other income, which is worth talking about. Where is it in here? Up here. Here we go. So other income, I inputted this today too. So, for people that are entrepreneurs and maybe looking to make extra income, you can see my Be Cool commission I was talking about. $11.25 right here that I've made. So $90 this year, which isn't a lot of money, but it is what it is. And if you want to sign up for Be Cool, I'll have an affiliate link down below. I think it's the best repricer on the market. And then it shows liquidations here. I thought I inputted my YouTube profits too. So I don't have my phone here. I made about $300 this year on the YouTube channel. And that's another thing you guys can consider. Maybe starting a YouTube channel to make some money. I'm in a very specific niche, so it's kind of hard to, make a ton of money on YouTube, because I'm not going to ever be as big as like Reezy Resells and stuff like that. But still making, $300 in 4 months I've been monetized isn't bad. So if I could triple that next year, let's say that's another, like say $1,200 not accounted for in here that I can have in earnings. So that's something else to consider. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope this video opens you guys' eyes, maybe some ways you can cut some corners, save some money, and improve your business going into 2022. So make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.